Hi guys, it's Adria. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about yet another creepy encounter at work. Just to touch base on my stalker story video, a lot of you guys were saying that I was overreacting, that they weren't actually stalkers. My philosophy is to go with your gut. Go with whatever you feel. Even if other people don't agree, you feel what you feel. So to anybody that thinks that maybe I was overreacting, maybe I was. But you know what? It is what it is. A lot of people think that I just judged these guys because of their looks or their age or because they were men. Absolutely not. 80% of the people that come into my work are men over 80. I kid you not. So like all of my customers are old people, mostly old men. I'm used to it. So like I don't look at one or the other and think like, oh, that guy is creepy. You know, like no. I have seen hundreds and hundreds of faces at my job. So it would take a lot of energy out of me to like judge each and every person. For the majority of them, I don't even like blink twice. I'm just like, yeah, hi. Okay, so this was just last week. If you're new to my channel, I work in a pizza place. I kind of man the front of the restaurant. I was taking a to-go order for this guy. He wasn't that old. He was maybe like in his late 40s, early 50s. Like, I don't know. His wife had called on the phone and placed an order. He was there to pick it up. It wasn't quite ready yet. He was kind of just hanging around and stuff. He was just standing next to the counter with his phone just like texting, which isn't out of the ordinary. Some people sit down, some people just stand around by the counter. So I was just like, okay, this guy is just standing around, whatever. But whether it's a man or a woman, when somebody is just standing there, it kind of makes me feel awkward, especially if they're like on their phone, because, you know, I don't really like, you know, want to talk to them when they're like doing something else, but you know, like sometimes it's just a little uncomfortable, so I'll just like walk away and check on the food and just kind of like walk back and forth so I'm not just standing there while they're just standing there, you know what I mean? Not to just like walk away, blow them off and whatever, but kind of just to make it less awkward. So then I went back up front because I had to seat some other people because I'm the host, so I saw people coming in, so I went back up front to seat them. And then when I came back to the counter after seating them, I heard his phone whistle. Like, I cannot whistle to save my life, but like that woo, woo type noise, like it did that. And I was just like, I kind of just looked over, I was like, at first I thought it was him, but it didn't sound very real, so I was like, a few minutes later, I heard it go off again. So I was like, is that your ringtone? And he was like, oh yeah. It kind of boosts my self-esteem a little bit, and it was funny. So I was just like talking to him about it. I was like, that's really funny. And I actually did like that ringtone. That actually was a funny ringtone. So then, his food was just about to come out. It was like coming out of the oven any second, so I was just gonna grab it. And one of the servers comes up to me and she was like, did that guy up front creep you out? I was like, not really, no. And she was like, well, I was up there and he whistled at me and was taking my picture. I was like, oh, no, that's just his ringtone. You know, he wasn't whistling at you. I talked to him about it. It was his ringtone. And she was like, oh, okay. So he's just texting, right? I was like, yeah, it's fine. And she was like, oh, okay. So I was like, all right, this girl's overreacting. This girl, like get over yourself, girl. He did not take a picture of you. He did not whistle at you. So just go back to your job. I got this. Then I was walking around to go grab the food, and him and I, like, he was here and I was like here. So we're like 15, 20 feet away from each other. So my back was facing him. I wasn't looking at him, and I grabbed the food, and as soon as I turn around, I see him facing me directly, even from just 15, 20 feet away. I see him like this. Looks directly at me, and I was like, and I ran behind the beverage station to just hide. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy was taking my picture. So I was like, okay, maybe she wasn't overreacting. But the thing was, like, I didn't really think anything of his ringtone. You know, like, to me, I thought maybe he was just a funny guy with a funny ringtone, you know, just whatever, but he was a creep. He was a creep. Oh, I forgot to mention this. When I brought up his ringtone to him, he was like, oh yeah, it was my wife's ringtone and she died and we were married for 17 years. And now it's like, okay, how did she die exactly? So my manager walked by and like I grabbed him and I was like, listen, you have to take this food up front because this guy took a picture of her and I just caught him take a picture of me and we're weirded out, so could you please take the food so I don't have to interact with him ever again, please? So he's like, okay. He took him out the food, then my manager came back behind the beverage station with us and was like, oh yeah, he was weird. And then we hear an excuse me and we see his face right above us in the server station, like just peeking through, and we're just like, what? His face was like a foot away from my face and I'm just like, and he's like, can I get a soda? And we're just like, oh my lord. That happened. That actually happened. I mean, and I don't have a problem with people taking my picture. Say, like, if they recognized me from YouTube, you know, I don't think that's ever happened, but, you know, like, if you recognized me from the internet and, like, wanted a picture of me, even if you didn't want to be in it, if you just asked me for my picture, I'd be like, sure, girl, let me pose. But, you know, like, it's not okay to take somebody's picture without asking them on any circumstance. Nothing was done about that. You know, nobody told him to delete the photos. You know, who knows what else he took pictures of? He took a picture of the other girl, took a picture of me. Who knows what else he walked out there with on his phone? You know, like, think of if you have like a young child and somebody takes their photo without you knowing, and like, you don't know what they're gonna do with that, and you don't know where they're gonna post that, and you don't know who's gonna see that. I really feel like it should just be like a law, like against the law to take a stranger's picture. I feel like it is. It should be completely illegal to take somebody's photo that you do not know. And I feel like something should have been said to him. I feel like he should have been made to delete them. I feel like he should have showed us that they were deleted and gone, because, you know, that's enough to make you feel uncomfortable, especially for girls, you know, not to bring in the whole sexism thing, but we all know what guys do with photos of girls. We know. We know! I almost hate giving people benefit of the doubt nowadays, because at first, you know, I didn't think he was creepy, and I thought, like, oh, that's sweet, like, he has a ringtone that was his deceased wife's ringtone, and, you know, he has that to remind him of her, but then he goes ahead and is a creep and takes photos of strange girls. It's like, okay, my hope in humanity is like, at first it's like, and then it's like, so I don't even know anymore. You know, I had a guy once ask if he could take a picture of me and my coworker because he liked our t-shirts, so like, her and I like posed for a picture, and it's like, that's okay, because we gave him permission to take our picture. We gave him permission, so it's not like, oh Lord. It's just enough to make you feel violated and creeped out and just like, okay, you know, who knows who else is taking weird photos of me while I'm not looking. It makes you just want to hide and not wear makeup ever again and shave your head and wear a potato sack and never expose yourself ever again. And it's not even like I work at Hooters or anything. No, like, I work at just a normal pizza place where I'm covered up all the time, so I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. Needed new material for his spank bank, girl. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you ever experienced a stranger taking your photo without asking you. Even when people tag me in photos on Facebook that I didn't know were taken, I'm just like, if any of my viewers ever see me out and about in the world, you know, always come up to me and ask for a picture, because I'll always be down for a picture as long as I know that I'm in it, you know what I mean? I don't know, I've never been in this situation before, so I felt kind of violated and weird and creeped out, and this guy's gonna be thinking of me before he goes to sleep, so that's cool. My manager even said this guy probably has like 2 girls locked up in his basement as we speak. I'm just like, okay. So be sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you're not already. I put out videos 3 times a week, so stay tuned, girl. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye!